Good morning. I have like a really busy day today. Like one of those days that's so busy that I have like a schedule written out for myself. I find that when I am not working, I'm a little lackadaisical and I have trouble concentrating on one thing. I might be ADHD undiagnosed. So I have a schedule, an hour by hour schedule for myself right now. My husband's at work. We're going up to Brother Kabir's house in Wisconsin, so I have to drive there. The main thing that's been like plaguing me, and this is hard to talk about. I don't know why it's so hard to talk about. So I adopted Neo, who's this third kitten. He's right there right now. He's causing immense problems in my household. And I'm the type that once I take in an animal, or something, I hate to say this, but when I was dating, take in a man, and maybe a lot of women can relate. Like this cat was abused before I got him, and I have a great deal of empathy for him, and I'm providing him a stable household, and I provide him lots of love, but he's tormenting my other cat. He is very poorly behaved and won't, and that in itself wouldn't bother me as much, but he's tormenting Lily, just tormenting her. He's a bully. And not only that, my other cat, Skype, he is a very shy cat. He's a tomcat, but he's shy and he's quiet and he's not confrontational. And, now they're starting to fight because he was beating up Skype for the first, like as soon as he walked in the house, he started beating up Skype. And Skype, this is been very quiet household. And then this Neo gets here and he like rules the house. I posted some videos. So, it was, I got married. It's been a month now. And when I got married, I had my Skype, he's my baby, in a kennel because I thought Neo and Lily could get along because I thought the problem was the two tomcats. So I ended up spending like $300 in kenneling fees, which we can't afford right now. Like it's bleeding us dry. I think it was more than 300. I think it was 400. That was like the start of our marriage. We went to pick him up and we're like, holy shit, because I went to Arizona and I was only going to spend a week there. And then we decided to get married. I spent an extra week there. So the cat was bored an extra week. So I got back here and immediately the neighbor was upset because the cats were making too much noise. And, actually, she and I had an interaction. I yelled. It was the first time I've yelled at someone in years, and I felt bad. We actually did talk it through afterwards. I was just like, I was at the end of my rope with this cat. I threw him outside because I was like, I can't handle this cat anymore because he's a bully. And not only that, like, it's very strange. He will be sweetheart as anything. Then he'll just start hissing at you and attack you. Like, he's bipolar as fuck. And I'm like, I don't even know how to deal with something like this because I get attached to him, and I get attached easily to people, to kids, to animals. So I'll sit there and I'll cuddle him, I'll kiss him. I mean, everybody on Facebook has seen a million pictures of Neo. He's the cutest thing. But then the next second he'll strike out at you. However, the bottom line, and my husband's right, and this has caused some marital problems, and that's when it has to end. My husband's like, how can you let, like, this cat is keeping me up all night. I'll sleep through anything. Like, once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. But, the neighbor's been complaining, and he's been complaining that night. He torments Lily. Lily's 14 years old. I've had her all 14 years. She is disabled. She broke her back paw, and she limps now. And she's a very docile, fat, old female cat, and there's no reason for Neo to be tormenting her. And now she's getting nervous. I'm looking at him right now, and it's like, I want to give this cat, like, a happy home, stable home, but not at the expense of myself. So I started calling around kennels and what have you, and like no one like takes cats anymore. Like the waiting list is really long, and I already don't want to get rid of them. As the days go by, I'm kind of accepting that this is a fact. But like I kind of was like, I'll make this work. I'm giving him a good home. I'm giving him love. If I love him, it'll be enough. And I'm like, oh my God, everyone in this house is suffering because this little cat. But now nobody wants to take him. There's waiting lists just to surrender a cat, and not only that, like I've already got him spayed, and I've only had him 8 weeks. I've spent so much money on him already. He's like ruining the house. So now, we were supposed to go up to Wisconsin to visit Brother Kabir last weekend, and oh my goodness, Neo knows I'm talking about him. Just hello, look, I'm talking about you. Here he is. If anybody wants a cat, here he is. He's definitely going to be up for adoption. He's on waiting list. for a lot of places right now. See, he's a sweetheart sometimes, but if he, like, say I touch him the wrong way, he'll just go at me and he'll attack you. Like, he doesn't hold back, he'll attack you. So my husband's afraid of him being around little kids because he'll be fine and he'll be like that, and then all of a sudden, like, something will snap. I think he was really abused before he came here. So anyway, long story short, we're going to Brother Kabir's, and we weren't going to do it until 2 weekends from now because next week is Passover. And 2 days ago, my husband decided to do it. We don't have money right now. Like, we just don't. I haven't been working. I just started this Poshmark. He just moved and started working. God bless him. He only lived here 2 weeks and he got a job. Like, I've dealt with some men who take years and are unemployed, but he's working and he's getting way underpaid. They're paying him a ridiculously low amount of money to do what he's doing, but he's a hard worker. He's working. And this is so funny. I didn't know, I said in my last video, I don't know if Cody watches my videos. He gets in the car, I pick him up from work yesterday. He's like, Native nursery, not Native American. I'm like, oh, you do watch my videos. So he works at a Native nursery, but they're only paying him like really only $1 over minimum wage or something. It's pretty bad. I don't really understand. It's a shame because I dealt with discrimination law in DC of all these people saying the federal government's racist when they weren't. And now my husband, he was born blind. His mother was a heroin addict and she was overdosing from heroin and she was rushed in the emergency room. They're like, this woman's pregnant, and they pulled him out. And he was born blind. He works very well with his disability, but he has trouble reading and doing small, things because his eyes don't work. He's truly disabled, and and nobody wants to give him a chance because of that, because he does squint when he reads and it's hard for him to write. He can type, he's on, as you see, Facebook and whatever, but he has his phone, so everything's really big numbers, so he can, but he operates and he does drive. He doesn't have a driver's license. He doesn't drive my car, but he's driven. He knows how to drive, and he can, like a normal person, but he's blind. I mean, he's legally blind. He's been legally blind since the day he was born. So I am wondering a little bit, but the reason why I'm busy today is then yesterday I spent all day on the phone trying to get rid of Neo because we can't afford to board him, and we can't keep all 3 cats at home alone because they fight constantly, and I'm really getting worried. We're ending up spending $20 a night to board. We don't have this money. Like, one whole day of, I'm going to start to cry, one whole day of my husband's money is going to be spent now to boarding this cat, but we have no other option because we really do want to go fellowship with other people from the faith, because it's been a hard, this cat's like been the first test of our marriage, because I'm like the nurturing, like, if I love him enough, we'll take care of him and he'll be better. And Cody's like, he's causing problems to everyone. He's hurting our other cats. He's hurting us. He's keeping people up at night. This isn't working. It's not good for anyone, and he's right. Cody's right. But it's been really hard for me to let go of this cat. And I spent all day yesterday on the phone with, rescue people, and they don't just take cats anymore. So now I have to spend $60 to board a cat that we're trying to get rid of. If anybody wants him, please. He needs a good home without other cats, and someone who can spend a lot of attention, because he's kind of not behaved. He's the only cat I've ever had that jumps up on my counters. He likes to try to eat food from the frying pan. I think he was really neglected at his last house. He's only 7 months old. He's tiny. And as I said, he's cute, he's sweet as anything, but the next second he'll just strike out at you. He's not. So I live in the middle of nowhere, and I have to drive all the way up to Rochelle to leave him off. I was going to do it on my way out, but Cody doesn't get off of work till 3:30. Remember, Cody doesn't have a driver's license because he's blind, so I have to pick Cody up from work. We live in the middle of nowhere, so that's a 20-minute drive in the opposite direction. I was going to pick him up, come home, make him hurry, and then leave, because on the way to Wisconsin, we passed the vet. However, it would be cutting it extremely tight. I called the vet and asked them, and it's just so distressing, because I can't afford this. This is a cat I don't even want anymore. I love him, but he can't. And, and they basically told me that, we need to have him here by 4:30. And if Cody gets off at 3:30, it's impossible. We'll miss that. And then we'll miss going, So I need to run there now, and, living in the middle of nowhere, I'm kind of looking forward to moving to civilization or semi-civilization eventually. I do want to get off grid, but I'm not ready to be off grid right now, and this is a pain in the ass. I'm going to be driving 6 hours today because I have to, Cody's 20 minutes in one direction, and he's not even in town. He's in the middle of nowhere, and then And that's 40 minutes a day that I drive. Thank God he has a coworker who was a friend who actually helped get him a job. Thank you, Jeannie. She is driving to work 3 days a week, but 40 minutes twice a day I'm driving to and from work. And now I'm driving to leave him off. It's probably 40 minutes, 35 minutes each way. And then I'm driving to Brother Kabir's house, and that's, I don't know, 3.5 hours. So I'm going to be in the car all day. I'm taking it one step at a time, and just this cat thing has been really hard. I mean, I'm trying to draw bigger lessons from everything. Like, the lesson that I'm getting from this is like I can't save everyone and everything, and like sometimes all the love in the world just won't change a situation, because my solution to him has just been kiss him all day and tell him I love him, and I can't keep something or someone around, or a pet, or anything in my life that's like affecting every other part of my life negatively, because as I said, I have 2 well-behaved cats, and he's always fighting with Skype. Him are always fighting. He's attacking Lily, and he's keeping my husband up all night. And oh my God, I yelled at him for the first time, then he peed on my shoes yesterday, and that was like, I'm like, this is it. Like, this isn't working, because I was like, if I just love him, it'll be fine. And now I'm getting a little strict with him. I like actually pushed him roughly off the counter, because he like rules the house, and me like gently kissing him, like, don't do that anymore, isn't working. And then he peed on, I'm selling Poshmark stuff, and he peed on a pair of Coach shoes. I was like, great. This cat has to go. So this is like this is a tough pill to swallow, that, we're broke, we're trying to get out of here, and we have to pay $60 to board a cat that we desperately are trying to get rid of. We've been trying to get rid of him for 3 weeks, like, and it's just, these days, like, it's hard, and, and it's, again, like, my husband and I have been arguing about this. Well, I've been arguing, and he's just kind of sitting there staring at me. But, he's right. He's practical in this circumstance, and he's correct that it's just not working. I mean, and, it's my personality defect that's causing this to prolong this, not his, in this circumstance. Okay, have a good day. I'll drop this now. Bye.